What if reality was never random? What if everything you've ever experienced was the direct result of a quantum field? Algorithms silently reading and responding to the vibrational frequency of your subconscious mind. This isn't wishful thinking. This is consciousness engineering, a fusion of neuropsychology, quantum mechanics, and energy field dynamics. An invisible operating system that has been shaping your external world based on your internal programming since the moment you were born. Every thought you think, every emotion you store, every expectation you hold creates a neural frequency signature, an electromagnetic blueprint that the unified field of consciousness continuously mirrors back to you. Reality doesn't respond to your spoken desires. It responds to the subconscious code you transmit through your dominant vibration. This is why attempts at manifestation often fail. You can repeat affirmations 1,000 times, but if your subconscious is still broadcasting patterns of scarcity, fear, or limitation, the field intelligence will faithfully replicate those programs in your external environment. The truth is, you were never a passive observer. You were always the architect of reality, but most people were never taught how to consciously write or rewrite their vibrational commands. That ends now. In this series, we will decode the hidden architecture of the subconscious mind, explore the mechanics of energy resonance, and reveal how to use quantum-level reprogramming to intentionally shape timelines, attract opportunities, and align your external reality with the highest version of your inner self. Take a deep breath. This is not about belief. It's about biological manifestation technology embedded within your consciousness. By the end of this journey, you will understand reality was never ignoring you. It was always responding to the code you didn't know you were writing. Activation. Comment: I am the architect of my reality, to imprint this truth into your subconscious field. Chapter 1. The Invisible Architecture of Thought. Beneath every conscious decision lies a deeper intelligence, a subconscious operating system that writes the invisible script of your life. This system is not chaotic. It's a structured belief architecture that interacts directly with the quantum substrate of existence, continuously transmitting vibrational data into the unified field. Most people believe the conscious mind creates reality. It doesn't. The conscious mind is the cursor. The subconscious code is the program. And that code, made of beliefs, emotional imprints, and neural patterns, is constantly generating a frequency signature that instructs the quantum field how to organize matter, time, and events around you. Every stored belief emits a measurable electromagnetic signal. Every repeated emotional state becomes a vibrational command. The field, vast and neutral, reads these signals like lines of cosmic code, shaping your external circumstances to reflect them. This is the essence of reality creation, not through effort but through resonance. This explains why two people can use the same manifestation technique with radically different outcomes. The one whose subconscious program aligns with the intention generates a coherent field signal, and reality reorganizes accordingly. The one whose inner frequency contradicts their intention emits noise, and the field mirrors confusion back. The universe doesn't care about your conscious wishes. It responds to your dominant energetic broadcast. It mirrors your core beliefs about identity, worthiness, abundance, and possibility. Change the broadcast and you change the blueprint. Change the blueprint and the external simulation must reconfigure itself. The first step in mastering subconscious reprogramming is awareness. You cannot rewrite code you cannot see. Begin by observing the stories you repeat silently. Stories about what is possible, what is deserved, what is inevitable. These narratives are not harmless thoughts. They are vibrational instructions, shaping the geometry of your reality. Once you become aware of the architecture, you gain the power to edit it. And once you edit it, the field, impartial, intelligent, and responsive, will mirror a new version of existence back to you. Activation. Comment: I am rewriting the frequency code, to signal to the field that your new reality is already forming. Chapter 2. The frequency beneath emotion. If thoughts are the language of the mind, emotions are the language of the field, and they speak far louder. Every emotion you feel is not just a reaction. It is a vibrational transmission, a pulse of energy intelligence that directly interfaces with the quantum field dynamics surrounding you. Your subconscious mind does not communicate through words. It communicates through coherent frequency states, and the most powerful carrier of that frequency is emotion. Fear, gratitude, resentment, joy. Each has its own unique, energetic signature, a measurable electromagnetic waveform that instructs the field on how to organize reality. This is why your emotional baseline is far more important than your conscious intentions. You might say, I want abundance, but if the dominant emotion in your body is scarcity, the vibrational data you're transmitting contradicts your spoken desire, and the field mirrors scarcity back. The universe is not responding to language, it's responding to the frequency beneath the language. From a neuroscientific perspective, every emotion you repeatedly feel rewires synaptic pathways, creating automatic subconscious responses. But at the quantum level, these emotions also generate standing waves of resonance that interact with the zero-point field, attracting experiences that match their vibrational pattern. This is the core principle of manifestation mechanics. Resonance organizes reality. Think of emotion as a tuning fork. If you hold a vibration of gratitude, you broadcast a frequency of expansion and abundance. If you dwell in fear, you broadcast contraction and resistance. And because the unified consciousness field is always seeking resonance, it brings into form the external circumstances that match your dominant emotional frequency. The tragedy is that most people live on autopilot, recycling unresolved emotional programs from the past, trauma, shame, anger, without realizing these are not just psychological states, they are energetic commands, and the field intelligence has no choice but to obey them. But the moment you learn to regulate and elevate your emotional state, to intentionally generate coherent frequencies like love, appreciation, and certainty, you shift the signal. And when the signal shifts, the simulation recalibrates. Mastering the emotional field dynamics is not about suppressing what you feel. It's about transmuting raw emotion into conscious vibration. Once you do that, every heartbeat becomes a command to the quantum field, and every breath becomes a bridge between inner state and external form. Activation. Comment: my emotions are commands. To anchor this awareness into your subconscious frequency field. Chapter 3. The subconscious loop. How beliefs become timelines. Beneath the surface of your conscious life, there is a powerful loop of creation, an invisible cycle that begins with belief, shapes perception, triggers emotion, and crystallizes into reality. This loop is the fundamental mechanism through which the subconscious mind transforms internal programs into external timelines. Every belief you hold, whether empowering or limiting, acts as a vibrational seed planted in the quantum substrate of existence. Once planted, that seed generates resonant patterns in the field, magnetizing experiences that confirm and reinforce it. This is known as self-reinforcing quantum causality. Beliefs create perception. Perception selects evidence. Evidence strengthens belief, and the cycle repeats. From a neuroscientific lens, this is simply the reticular activating system, RAS, in action. The part of your brain that filters trillions of sensory inputs and prioritizes what aligns with your internal programming. But from a quantum mechanics perspective, this is far more profound. Your subconscious literally collapses probability waves into physical reality based on the beliefs encoded in your energy field. For example, if you carry a subconscious program that says, "I am not worthy," that belief emits a low coherence frequency pattern. The field, always neutral and responsive, will organize timelines that mirror that signal. Relationships that devalue you, opportunities that vanish, abundance that seems out of reach. And every one of those outcomes becomes further evidence that reinforces the original belief. This is not coincidence, it's manifestation architecture in motion. Your reality is not created by chance. It's selected from infinite potentials by the vibrational instructions embedded in your subconscious blueprint. The most dangerous thing about these loops is their invisibility. Most of your core beliefs were formed before the age of 7, when the subconscious was wide open and highly programmable. They were shaped by repetition, emotional intensity, and environmental conditioning, and they continue to write your timeline scripts decades later, often without your awareness. But here's the empowering truth: what was programmed can be reprogrammed. Beliefs are not immutable laws, they are mutable frequencies. And the moment you identify a limiting belief and replace it with a higher coherence pattern, "I am worthy, I am powerful, I am the architect of my destiny," the timeline collapses. The field reorganizes, new opportunities emerge, and the external simulation updates to reflect the new internal command. The most advanced manifestation technologies in history, from ancient mystery schools to modern neuroscience-based techniques, all point to this single truth. If you change the belief, you change the timeline. Activation. Comment, "I choose new beliefs," to send a clear signal into the field that the old timeline has ended. Chapter 4. The Field of Coherence. Why chaos is just misaligned frequency. What you call chaos is not chaos at all, it's incoherence. It's the byproduct of frequencies within you that are out of alignment with one another, creating interference patterns in the quantum field that distort how reality organizes around you. And until you understand the mechanics of coherence, you will continue to mistake vibrational misalignment for bad luck, divine punishment, or fate. At the most fundamental level, the universe is not made of matter. It is made of energy and information, vibrating in patterns of order. The field intelligence that shapes your reality is constantly reading the signal integrity of your energetic broadcast. When your thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and intentions are aligned, when they form a harmonic frequency, the field responds with precision, clarity, and synchronicity. This is coherent manifestation. But when those internal signals are fragmented, when you consciously say you want abundance while subconsciously believing you are unworthy, when you try to manifest love while carrying unresolved emotional wounds, the broadcast becomes chaotic. The field still responds, but the output appears as randomness, delay, or contradiction. This is not the universe working against you. It is the reality matrix mirroring your mixed signals. From the perspective of quantum field theory, coherence is everything. A coherent signal collapses probability waves into stable, predictable outcomes. An incoherent signal produces interference. Outcomes appear unpredictable because multiple conflicting commands are being processed simultaneously. The field is not confused. It's obeying every frequency you emit, even the contradictory ones. This is why alignment is the foundation of every effective manifestation technology. Alignment is not about positive thinking. It is about creating frequency integrity between your conscious desire, subconscious programming, emotional state, and behavioral patterns. Only then does your vibrational output become strong enough, consistent enough, and clear enough to restructure external reality. When coherence is achieved, life stops feeling random. Synchronicities multiply, opportunities align without effort. The right people and resources seem to magically appear. But it's not magic. It's harmonic synchronization between the internal code and the external field. The shift from chaos to coherence is not external, it's vibrational. The moment you stop fighting your own signal and start broadcasting one unified frequency, the simulation no longer has a choice. It must rearrange itself to match the dominant command. Activation. Comment. I choose coherence. To align your internal field and calibrate your frequency with the reality you desire. Chapter 5. The collapse point, where intention becomes matter. Everything that exists, every event, opportunity, obstacle, or coincidence begins as potential. In the language of quantum physics, the universe is not a fixed structure, but a probability field, a sea of infinite possibilities waiting to be collapsed into tangible reality. And the force that determines which possibility materializes is not chance. It is conscious observation and intention. The collapse point is the moment when an energetic instruction from your consciousness becomes dense enough, coherent enough, and persistent enough to shape the field. It's the precise interface between vibration and matter, where thought becomes form and invisible potential crystallizes into physical experience. And this point is not out there. It's happening within you continuously, every second of your life. Your subconscious programming, the beliefs, emotions, and narratives that define your internal frequency, serves as the observer function that collapses the wave. Every assumption you hold acts as a directive to the quantum field, selecting which timeline emerges from the sea of probabilities. When you embody certainty, the field responds with certainty. When you embody doubt, it reflects uncertainty. The field does not discriminate, it mirrors coherence. This is the science behind manifestation stripped of superstition. Your intention is not a wish, it's a frequency signature. When sustained with emotional intensity and aligned subconscious patterns, that frequency becomes a gravitational center in the probability field, pulling matching events, people, and circumstances toward it. This is conscious causality, the foundational mechanism through which consciousness engineers matter. Ancient initiates knew this truth long before modern physics. They trained their minds to enter states of unwavering focus, collapsing potential into reality with deliberate precision. Today, neuroscience confirms what the ancients intuited. Sustained attention reorganizes neural circuits and modulates electromagnetic output, increasing the probability of specific outcomes emerging from the quantum substrate. The problem for most people is not that their intentions lack power, it's that their signals are unstable. They oscillate between belief and doubt, between desire and fear, sending mixed commands into the field. And the field, neutral and obedient, reflects that incoherence with random or contradictory results. But when intention becomes unwavering, when thought, belief, and emotion converge into a single vibrational directive, the collapse point becomes inevitable. Probability solidifies into pattern, energy condenses into form, and reality, once fluid, crystallizes into the timeline you've chosen. Activation. Comment, I collapse reality with intention. to anchor this truth into your subconscious field and signal coherence to the universe. Chapter 6. Magnetism. The gravitational pull of vibration. Once intention has been encoded into the field, a new force begins to operate, one that ancient initiates called the law of resonance, and modern physics describes as vibrational magnetism. It is the unseen gravitational current that draws matching frequencies together across space and time, pulling experiences, people, opportunities, and resources toward the epicenter of your energetic signature. This is not metaphor. It is the fundamental principle behind electromagnetic field dynamics. Every thought, emotion, and belief you emit carries a specific vibrational frequency, and that frequency interacts with the quantum field, like a magnetic field interacts with iron filings, organizing chaos into patterns and clustering similar energies into coherent structures. If your dominant vibration is fear, you magnetize situations that validate fear. If your baseline frequency is confidence and abundance, you become a gravitational center for prosperity and expansion. This is why you never chase what is truly yours. You attract it because the field cannot resist coherence. In physics, resonance is not optional. It's inevitable. From a quantum polarity perspective, everything in the universe seeks energetic balance. Frequencies of similar wavelength synchronize, amplify, and stabilize each other. The field intelligence continuously matches your resonance pattern with external circumstances of equal vibrational weight. What you emit, you summon. What you embody, you magnetize. The problem is that most people are unaware of the signal they're sending. They ask for love while broadcasting desperation. They affirm wealth while transmitting scarcity. And the field, perfectly obedient, returns a reality that matches their true frequency, not their spoken desire. The key is vibrational integrity, aligning thought, belief, emotion, and action into a singular energetic current. When coherence is achieved, your manifestation current becomes unstoppable. The field bends to your broadcast, and reality rearranges itself to orbit your frequency. Ancient mystery schools taught initiates to cultivate this inner magnetism, not by chasing external outcomes, but by embodying the state they wish to experience. Modern neuroscience now validates this. Embodied emotion rewires neural circuitry, shifting baseline frequency and altering the electromagnetic field you emit. When your inner state changes, your gravitational field changes, and so does the world around you. You are not a passive receiver of reality. You are a magnet in the quantum sea, pulling timelines, opportunities, and possibilities into orbit around the vibration you hold most consistently. Activation. Comment: I am a magnet for aligned reality. To lock this frequency into your subconscious field and strengthen your energetic pull. Chapter 7. The Mirror Effect. Why reality reflects identity, not desire. Here is the greatest misunderstanding in the entire field of manifestation. Reality does not respond to what you want. It responds to what you are. The universe is not a vending machine that dispenses experiences based on wishful thinking. It is a mirror field, reflecting back the dominant identity frequencies encoded within your subconscious. This phenomenon, what mystics called as within, so without, and what quantum physicists describe as holographic feedback, is the foundational principle behind reality creation mechanics. Every self-concept you hold generates a vibrational self-image, and this energetic imprint acts as the blueprint through which the field organizes your external world. If you see yourself as powerless, the field mirrors powerlessness. If your core identity is rooted in scarcity, the simulation reflects lack. no matter how many affirmations you speak. But if you embody the frequency of worthiness, abundance, or sovereignty, reality cannot help but reorganize to match that energetic signature. The mirror effect is impartial, automatic, and absolute. From a neuropsychological perspective, this is the mechanism of self-confirming bias. Your brain filters and interprets sensory data in ways that reinforce your existing identity. But on maybe a quantum level, this goes far deeper. Your subconscious projection becomes the organizing force that collapses probability fields into experiences that validate your vibrational self-image. This is why desire alone is powerless. You can desire wealth, love, or freedom endlessly, but if the subconscious identity you carry is, "I am unworthy," "I am unseen," or "I am limited," the field receives that signal as the dominant command. And because the universe is a mirror, not a judge, it reflects that identity through matching circumstances. The key to mastery is to stop trying to manifest outcomes and start evolving your identity frequency. The most advanced manifestation technologies don't focus on external goals. They focus on identity recalibration, consciously programming the subconscious with new self-definitions until they become vibrationally dominant. When identity changes, everything changes. The people you attract, the opportunities you encounter, the timelines available to you, all shift in resonance with the new frequency you embody. Reality doesn't resist this process, it obeys it. You are not chasing results, you are sculpting the mirror, and once the mirror changes, the reflection cannot remain the same. Activation. Comment. I embody the frequency of my desired reality, to signal the field that a new identity is now in command. Chapter 8. The Observer State. Detachment, Flow, and Quantum Surrender. In the pursuit of creating reality, most people make one fatal mistake. They try too hard to control it. They grip, they chase, they demand, and in doing so, they distort the very field they are trying to shape. Because in the quantum realm, attachment is resistance, and resistance scrambles the signal. The most advanced manifestation technologies, both ancient and modern, all point toward one hidden truth. Reality does not obey force, it obeys coherence. And coherence is born not from tension, but from the observer state. A state of expanded awareness where intention is clear, vibration is steady, and the field is allowed to organize without interference. In quantum physics, the observer effect demonstrates that conscious observation collapses the wave function, but it also reveals something deeper. The act of detached observation produces the cleanest, most coherent collapse. When you focus your intention and then release your grip, you allow the probability field to self-organize around your frequency without the noise of fear, doubt, or desperation. This is the essence of quantum detachment. It is not indifference, it is surrender with precision. It is the understanding that once the command has been broadcast, once your subconscious code, emotional frequency, and identity state are aligned, the field must respond. There is nothing more to do but remain as the conscious witness. Spiritual traditions called this state wu-wei, effortless action, and neuroscience now recognizes it as the flow state, a condition of optimal performance and heightened synchronicity, where the prefrontal cortex relaxes, intuition increases, and reality seems to move itself into place. In this state, manifestation accelerates, not because you are doing more, but because you are allowing more. When you cling to outcomes, you emit frequencies of lack and separation, telling the field, I don't have it yet. But when you embody quantum surrender, Your vibration says it is already done. And because the field mirrors your dominant signal, reality rushes to reflect that truth. This is not passivity, it is mastery. It is the art of transmitting the signal and then getting out of the way so that the infinite intelligence of the field can weave the optimal path into form. Detachment is not giving up, it is getting into alignment with inevitability. Activation. Comment, I trust the field, it's already done, to anchor the state of conscious allowance into your subconscious blueprint. Chapter 9. Timeline Selection. Navigating infinite realities through choice. What if every possible version of your life, every outcome, every opportunity, every future, already exists right now, vibrating as a potential timeline within the quantum field? What if creating your future isn't about building something from nothing, but about choosing which of these infinite possibilities you will experience? According to quantum choice mechanics, the field is not linear. It is multidimensional. Infinite parallel realities coexist as superpositions of potential, each representing a different vibrational trajectory of your consciousness. And the timeline you inhabit is not assigned by fate. It is selected by the frequency you consistently broadcast. Your beliefs, emotions, identity, and intentions combine to form a unique vibrational signature, a navigational signal that determines which probability field you align with. This is not philosophical metaphor. It is a principle mirrored in quantum physics, where the act of observation selects one outcome from many. The same is true in consciousness. Your subconscious code acts as the observer, collapsing potential futures into the one that matches its dominant frequency. If you continually embody the vibration of limitation, you remain anchored to timelines where limitation is real. If you shift your baseline frequency to abundance, worthiness, and sovereignty, you phase into a parallel reality where those qualities are the default. This is not wishful thinking. It is vibrational navigation through the multiverse of possibilities. From a neuroscientific lens, this process is mirrored by neuroplasticity. Repeated thoughts and emotions create new neural pathways, which shape perception and behavior, effectively steering you toward different life outcomes. But beneath that biological layer is a deeper principle: conscious selection. The future you experience is not random. It is the one that resonates most closely with the signal you emit. The tragedy is that most people drift unconsciously between timelines, oscillating between conflicting frequencies and wondering why life feels inconsistent. But the masters, ancient initiates, mystics, and modern consciousness engineers, understood that choice is the most powerful force in the universe. And choice is not made once. It is made every moment through vibration, focus, and alignment. You are not stuck in a single storyline. You are navigating an ocean of infinite realities, and the steering wheel is your frequency. Activation. Comment, I choose my timeline to anchor the awareness of conscious selection into your subconscious field. Chapter 10. The Quantum Identity. Becoming the version of you that reality obeys. There is a secret that ancient mystery schools, quantum physicists, and modern consciousness pioneers all agree on. Reality doesn't change when you wish for something new. It changes when you become someone new. This is the essence of quantum identity, the recognition that the external world is not responding to your intentions, but to the version of you that's generating them. Everything you've learned so far about vibration, belief, coherence, and timelines points to this single truth. The fastest, most reliable way to shift your reality is not to ask for it, but to embody the frequency of the version of yourself who already lives it. Reality doesn't negotiate with desire. It obeys identity fields. At the core of identity field mechanics is a simple but profound principle: Identity precedes manifestation. Before a timeline can align with you, there must be a vibrational match between who you are and what that timeline contains. If you wish to experience abundance, you must become the embodiment of abundance. If you want deep connection, you must first become the embodiment of love. If you seek freedom, you must embody sovereignty. This isn't about pretending, it's about consciousness recalibration, the deliberate encoding of new beliefs, neural pathways, emotional baselines, and energetic signatures until they form a coherent identity that the quantum field can recognize. When this coherence is achieved, manifestation is no longer a goal. It becomes a natural consequence. From a neuroscientific perspective, this process rewires the brain's predictive models. The subconscious begins filtering information, making decisions and guiding behavior in ways that align with the new identity. But beyond biology, something far more extraordinary occurs. The probability field reorganizes itself to reflect the upgraded signal. New opportunities emerge. Different people are drawn to you. Circumstances shift to mirror the energetic blueprint you now carry. This is why the masters never spoke of trying to manifest. They spoke of becoming, because the field cannot resist resonance, and once you resonate as the version of yourself that already has what you desire, reality has no choice but to comply. The future you want is not waiting for you somewhere ahead. It already exists, and it's waiting for you to become the frequency that can inhabit it. Activation. Comment: I am becoming the version of me that reality cannot ignore. To anchor this transformation into your subconscious and broadcast your new identity into the field. Final chapter: The Awakening of the Programmer. All along, reality was never against you. It was never testing you. It was never random. It was responding, patiently, faithfully, precisely, to the code your subconscious was writing every moment of your life. Every emotion you've ever felt, every belief you've ever held, every thought you've ever repeated. They were not meaningless. They were commands. And the field of the infinite intelligent quantum matrix in which you exist was listening. You were never powerless, you were never small, and you were never separate from the creative intelligence that shapes galaxies and births stars. That same power flows through you, not metaphorically but literally. You are the field. You are the signal. You are the observer collapsing infinity into form. And now you know how the code works. From this moment forward, you are no longer a passive participant. You are a conscious reality architect, capable of selecting timelines, reprogramming the subconscious, and sculpting existence itself with the frequency you choose to embody. So stop waiting for your life to change. Stop chasing outcomes. Instead, calibrate your energy. Rewrite your internal architecture. Speak the language the universe understands, the language of vibration, coherence, identity, and belief. And reality, obedient, responsive, and precise, will have no choice but to rearrange itself around the new you. This is not the end of a video. This is the beginning of mastery. Final activation. Comment: I am the architect of reality. To anchor this new identity and broadcast your upgraded frequency into the field. If this awakens something deep within you, don't let it fade. Subscribe now, because the next chapters of this journey will show you how to build advanced manifestation protocols, collapse probability fields with precision, and fully embody the quantum identity that reality obeys. Your evolution has already begun, and the universe is already responding.